Hi. I wanted to come on today. I only have a few minutes before I've got to go inside my free group. So to talk about consistency and how to make it a lot easier to show up for your creative work and to feel like, you're making those steps forward. Whether it's in your art, whether it's stepping into your next chapter, whether it is to really expand and up a level in your creativity, to stay connected. These are the conversations I like to have and to share and to create resources for, which you will find inside my Mindful Muses group. And so that's where I need to be next. But I have just finally released the Once Upon a Storm collection, which is my latest collection of original paintings, which is really what I'm known for. This is the first time you've ever been here, say hi. I would love to know where you're watching this from. I would love to hear from you in terms of what made you come over, if you know my work. And if you don't know me, I'm Brenda Mangalore. I'm an artist. I paint. You might see some in the background of my bedroom. I'm hanging out in my bedroom because this is where I can get some peace to kind of focus on you guys and to share what I need to share while my kids are outside playing with their dad. And it's been a day. But I've just dropped my originals, the latest collection, and I'm so happy to actually bring it out because this whole situation came by and some of these paintings were meant for I was going to drop them on my website, I was going to release it, but really I had planned for them to go to different art fairs and there was like competitions, there were exhibitions, but now they've all been put on hold, which is a little sad. But at the same time, I'm excited about what it means. It means that everyone's at home more and they're going to see that all these things that you've been waiting for, thinking I will create the sanctuary in your house that you want to have so that it feels like home, it feels like a reflection of who you are and all those things. I'm hoping, and I know that my dream collectors will be noticing that a lot more and seeing the little gaps and seeing that there's always room for more original art. And so then you'll come over to my website and check out the shop and get yourself your favorite of one of my originals. So that's that. But I wanted to share part of my release this time round, this latest collection of originals, is this new series I'm doing called the Soul Seed series. Now, this is when I wish I could show you. If I was doing this in my studio, you might see some of the paintings around. You might see one over here, which is probably not the best view. If we were standing at an art fair, an exhibition, everything would be beautifully lighted. I would have my face on, but at the same time, I know that for me and my collectors and for the people, if you're here, you're probably, hopefully, didn't just stumble upon me accidentally. Actually, make sure you say hi. Even if you're watching the replay of this, I would love for you to comment below #YayReplay. It helps Facebook to keep this up and to keep my videos in the feed and to share it and spread my art and the beauty of my work around a lot more. But I know that my art, and for those people who are connected to it, it is something that doesn't need the polish and the perfection. It's actually, all my work has always been about the chaos and embracing the imperfection and finding beauty in the mess. And so if you see my general work, I would love to watch this video. I might take this video down and put it inside on my website. Is that my work is very much about chaos and structure. It is a way of evoking and helping you with connecting to yourself, connecting to soul, connecting to the world, connecting to your dreams, to your higher self, connecting to your spirituality, and using beauty and creativity and color as a spiritual practice. And so I know for my collectors and the people who love my work, they feel that. You feel this sense of connection and resonance to the colors, to the detail. There's a lot of depth, there's a lot of layers, because it reflects your values and the rich tapestry that is you. And so my work, my signature kind of body of work, you'll see, is very rich in detail and color and layers. There is a lot of abstract forms kind of forming in and out. You'll see the spirals. So hopefully you're watching this video or listening to this while looking at my original work on my website. if you're not coming to see me in person and see my work in person, or to do a virtual studio tour, definitely DM me if you'd like to do a virtual tour of my studio and see some of the works. To give you, if you need to have that sense of, I don't know, like closeness, to kind of check out the work in person to feel the resonance. Although my photos that you'll see on my website is a pretty good indicator of what the paintings look like. And although screen colors might be a little bit different in the tech part of it, but I know that my work is a lot richer, a lot brighter, a lot more resonant in person. So I've never had any issues with people who buy online and bring it home. The comment is always that it's richer, the colors are deeper, in terms of resonance, not in terms of actual shade or tone, and that the detail is incredible and you just can never capture it just on the screen, right? So you see my body of work. It is really beautiful and rich in color and layers, and I can talk about this objectively because I've talked about it a lot, and also because I feel like it is something that I made, but it is not me. It kind of came from me, but I really didn't have 100% control over it. And I am just as awed and humbled and privileged to be in partnership with the muse and with the divine to kind of create these masterpieces. And you'll see that body of work, and it's like a huge epic tale. They have little details in different sections. My hope is that not only are they beautiful and visually pleasing, but they also have this sense of connection for you to something greater, to a higher power, to who it is that you have always known that you were meant to be, but you might have forgotten, a sense of recognition of your own soul and your own values and your own desires. And you'll see the spiral is, if you might kind of see it kind of up here in my background, is that they're my visual anchors. They're the ones that hold certain areas of the painting for you to rest your eyes. And sometimes they're the anchors of peace while you're looking through this chaos of adventure and history, right? And other times the spirals are not the visual rest anchors. They're the cause, they're the seed, they're the genesis of the chaos. And so there's this tapestry, this tension always with where did the chaos begin? Where does it end? There's a sense of composition and container and holding of space by these spirals. That's the main body of work. You'll see the latest that's been added to that collection in my Once Upon a Storm collection that I've just released on my website. You can find it at brendamangalore.com, and you can just get through to the originals and you'll find that. Or I will post the link in here if I actually remember. Let me do that now before I forget, and I'll pin it to this. Make sure you say hi, and tell me where you're watching this from and whether or not you're familiar with my work. But I wanted to talk about my new series, the Soul Seed series, which I am coming to. If you have any questions about my work or about working in series or about, where is that link? But anything about art really, just drop them in the comments below. I hope that I will see them, because Facebook has been a bit funny about things lately. Anyway, so the main body of work you'll see, very colorful, different, all those kind of things. But every time I've looked at my general kind of body of work, I'm not stopping them at any time. I'm still wanting to do more of them, and there's still more to say in that conversation that main body of work is playing, is still unfolding. But I've always wondered, in the spaces in between of all the chaos and the layers and the spirals and everything, there was these quiet spots. There are these quiet sections and soft blending of colors. And I've always wondered whether or not there was something deeper beyond that. And just like how still waters run deep, right? And there's a lot of activity underneath, but on the top, all you see is this kind of stillness and peaceful flow. And so for me, those kind of soft fades and blends of color in my work that are visually on the outside, the rest points, I knew there was something deeper. And so my Soul Seeker series came from that, searching and going deeper, imagining if we were diving into just those sections, those softer those blends of color, and seeing the texture and the depth within them. But then the other side of my work, you'll see a lot of the spirals, and they, you know, form the anchors for visually holding you in the compositions of the bigger pieces. But then I've always wondered, like, on their own, if we were to dive deeper into them, what would they be? And then, so when I went and kind of investigated in my work, the Soul Seed series really came from that. And they are focused on the spirals, and they're kind of the seeds of it, like at the beginning before it, you know, exploded like a supernova into the main pieces of work that I have. These soul seeds have the texture and the craziness and the chaos of marks and paint and pattern within them, and yet this spiral really forms this visual, bold anchor for that chaos. And at the same time, they feel like maybe the spiral is the stirring that caused the chaos in the first place. And so I really love this idea. And so this is where the Soul Seed series comes from. And then as I was trying to think of names for them, and it didn't feel right that they were just called Soul Seed series on their own. They all distinctly, even though they kind of look visually similar, they were distinctly different in their kind of nuances of their personality. And so these names just came to me, right? And so far they've just been female names, and I was resistant at first, but eventually it was just like, it made sense. Everyone will add their own personality and personal kind of history and baggage and ideas about what a certain name means. And so some people just attach straight away, oh, that's my daughter's name, or that's my mother's name, or whatever it is. While for others it's like, oh, I don't like that name because I know someone with that name. But it doesn't really have one universal meaning. And at the same time, it gave the correct sense of personality that these soul seeds had. And they also kind of have this feeling of being able to evolve like a person would, and that they had a rich history that came before this final piece that you see, and that they're going to have a richer history moving forward when they go to their forever homes. And I also liked the idea that it was like tornadoes and hurricanes, and how we give them names in order to be able to differentiate each one, right, that's coming through. And in the way they are their own little hurricane or little tornadoes that come and either cause havoc or create a whole new chapter for you. And so that's really where the Soul Seed series came from. That's the genesis of the idea and the planting of those seeds. And my intention for them is that they go to homes where they can plant seeds and grow and evolve and be like a presence to the family. Then they become a new addition to the family, but at the same time, because of the way and the nature and the essence of how they are, that they also hold the chaos and the history and the memories and the intentions and the personalities of all the people who live there. And it becomes a container, as well as the one that kind of stirs the connections and evokes memories and strikes certain resonances depending on what mood you're at or where you're at in your journey every time you look at it. And so they have so much detail that you might not notice because you're so focused on the surface level spiral of it all. And yet, for those who know, and most of my collectors who love my work know, you need to always dive in, and that my work was always going to serve in your home to be something that you reflect on every day, that you'll see a different detail as it evolves and grows with you. And as you live with it, you will see more and feel different things and different parts that you'll connect with. And that's the intention and the hope of all of my paintings and all of my art. So I've just added the link to shop the Once Upon a Storm collection in the comments. I'm going to pin it right now before I forget. I really got to go. I've got to go do a little training inside my Mindful Muses free group. If you're not in there and you would love to have more conversations like I am having, but more in terms of living a life, a creative life, a life of joyful purpose in connection with your creativity, with your muse, Then Mindful Muses is my free group. Definitely join. It's a collective of amazing creatives just like you, looking to kickstart or to boost their creative spark, to really dive deeper and to finally take those creative urges and callings seriously, and to really find their creative voice, or to get trainings and access my kind of ideas and my experience and my expertise in what it means to be a creative pro. And I don't mean pro as in like a professional artist who must sell their work, although if you are looking to step into it, definitely, and you want to work with me one-on-one as a mentor, Mindful Muses is the space to do that. You'll have access to my free resources and my free trainings to kind of get a feel of what I'm like as a mentor, and to kind of hang out in my space, and we just share all kinds of fun stuff. Understanding that you're weaving and juggling all of this with a rich life of babies and business and work and freaking laundry, but also knowing that your creativity is going to be a vehicle for you to find that sense of connection to that inner, centered, grounded, confident self, that higher self that you are longing to be, that connection to your spirituality, to be your self-growth and to expand and to step into the leadership that you're being called to step into, to be a muse, to be an artist, to be a creative, to be the best mum, wife, friend, boss, whatever it is that you are stepping into in your next chapter, in your next up level. Mindful Muses is a space for that. You can check it out. The header of this page, you'll find all the links to find my free group, or just search it in the search bar, Mindful Muses with Brenda Mangalore, and I will see you guys in there. I'm going to be talking about consistency and how to make it a lot easier to show up consistently for your work, creative work, for your business, for online marketing, personal branding, all those kind of things. Otherwise, if you just hear from my original art, find the latest collection that I've just released on my website, Once Upon a Storm. It is a beautiful collection. It was a long time coming. It was one of those where I'm like, why is it taking so long to get out? I want to share about soul seeds and the new series that I'm working on. And then the whole COVID-19 thing hit, and it was like, oh, so this storm, this whole coronavirus storm kind of hit, and now I know why this series is called Once Upon a Storm. And this whole, all the paintings in there is very much about helping you anchor and find your sense of calm, and remembering that you are loved and you are held, and that you have this connection to the divine despite the craziness, despite the mess, despite the chaos that life will throw at you. And this is the perfect time for that. Anyway, I've got to go. Got to do that training before my kids run back in here, and I'm going to organize dinner and all that kind of stuff. So I will see you guys soon. Message me anytime if you've any got questions. If you want to work with me one-on-one, ask me, DM me about a Muse Momentum Intensive. Otherwise, check out my website for my latest collection, and I will see you inside Mindful Muses to continue these conversations about creativity. I will see you guys soon. Bye.